lose 4 in a row, or they lose 5, coaches automatically, he's gone. Hi everyone, welcome to the Mark My Words podcast. Big weekend coming up, Magic Round in Brisbane, which means we're going to be on the big Jetbird plane up to Brisbane, Suncorp Stadium, for what will be one of the greatest weekends of the year. Mark Riddell, MG, what's doing?
When are you going up?
I'm going up Thursday after the morning show.
Ah, you've had a haircut as well.
Yeah. We cut at the council.
Are you letting it
Where's
go?
that bloke? Where's you live, that bloke?
Who?
Who done that to your hair? We'll go get, hey, we'll get him. We'll get the bastard.
It's a bit short,
We'll
isn't it?
get
What about he's left the little front bit here to spike?
Oh, man, it's a mohawk.
MG.
It's a mohawk.
Feel it. He's got product
He's got
in it.
gel.
You've got product.
You have gelled up. My goodness,
You are a disgrace.
Why am I a disgrace?
What do you put in there?
I don't know. I just
Bit
put
of-
some,
bit of wax.
whatever it is.
Brill cream?
Yeah, I'll just put it in
I
and
like it a lot.
style it a bit, you know. Mate, out of anybody that's going to give me grief about hair,
Well,
it's
look
not
at
you
MG.
two. Fair.
But you've got like this little tuft
I love it.
of hair.
It's just a tough. Well, it's not as bad as Jamo's. What about that little island he's got at the front of his head?
Island girl. Some breaking news, Marcus.
Breaking. Yeah, well, mate, we're not doing rugby league yet. Come on, MJ.
Oh.
We'll do that in a sec.
Okay.
Can we get to a more important issue?
Yeah.
It involves you, great man.
What?
I picked up the Telegraph on the weekend, and there was a flashback.
Ooh.
Western Reds forward Mark Geyer was backpage news on this day 30 years ago. Geyer admitted to telling a touch judge, "I know where you live," during a loss to Canberra. Please explain.
Story time.
Well, yes, it was. It was dated back. We went back to 1991, and the touch judge in question was Martin Weeks. Martin Weeks came on in 1991 with his flag in the air, saying that Nobby Clark had hit the ball out of the Canberra's grasp, and subsequently we lost scoring a try in the corner of Paul Smith. When he came on, we had a kind of a hidden nickname for Mr. Martin Weeks, called him TV Weeks. When there was a TV game, he'd come on with his flag.
Get himself on the
It was
screen.
only 3 games a week on TV. Like you get your hair done, but he'd come on. Anyway, I said, "You're a cheat. You don't want us to win." He goes, "Bill?"
Did you say it as calm as that?
No, I'm Serenity now at the moment. I said, "You're effing cheat. You don't want us to win." He said to Bill, he just called me an effing cheat. Bill said, 11. He said, "What'd you say?" I said, "Yeah, I'd said it." He goes, "Go." I went, "What? In the grand final? No."
Wow.
So he said 10 minutes. So I went up the race at the SFS, and right behind me was Gus Gould, and I thought, what's he going to say to me? And he was calm, you know. But fast forward to 4 years later, and I'm over in the Western Reds playing Canberra, and actually rewind that in the preseason. I bought a house at Careen, which is up near Scarborough. I went to the local pub for a feed with my missus and Matty Fuller and his missus, sitting 2 tables away. Guess who was there?
TV Weeks.
Martin Weeks,
No
who
way.
lives in Careen, in Perth. The plot thickens.
Really?
Really?
Wow.
Really? So all through this game, he kept coming on. They kept and giving it to me. And then I got replaced. People behind me said, "Mate, you got to settle down." Anyway, I threw a water bottle on the field or maybe at him. And kids, don't do that at home. Don't throw water bottles. Anyway, he called me out. The ref called me out. I went up to the ref and he said, and Martin Weeks said to me, he just said, he knows where I live. And I said, well, I fucking do. You're in Careen, same suburb as me. He said, but you said it in a threatening way. I said, well, yeah.
As in, I know where you live.
I said, I know where you live.
So it wasn't I know where you live.
So
It was I know where you live.
So they gave me 2 weeks. I was over, so I'd done like a, when you're over there, what do they call when you go back to the Sydney studios? Like a simulcast.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm over in Perth, and they said 2 weeks for descent. And I went, okay. So as I'm getting up, their screen went off. And I walked past and I went, you fucking wankers. And they saw me. The camera was still on in Sydney. Another 2 weeks.
Really?
4 weeks.
Really?
4 weeks.
They gave you
They gave me
another
another
2
weeks
weeks.
to tell them fucking wankers.
Brilliant.
Naughty MG.
Jeez. I'm just thinking, like, in the current day, that you get the match review committee that's got all the fines.
Yeah.
Mate, you would be.
Oh,
you'd have no money.
I couldn't play today. You know I couldn't play for? Because I couldn't handle social media.
Yeah.
If anyone said anything about me, I would track them down.
You'd drive her out of the house.
I would go. I'd be on my bike, walking past. See you tonight.
Yeah.
By the way, I caused a stir on this podcast last week.
Whoa, you did.
You know how we were having a bit of fun on this podcast, and I
Yeah.
said Laurie would be pulling his hair plugs out.
Oh, yeah.
That got turned into a story on the Daily Mail.
You're kidding.
2GB broadcaster Mark Levy accuses New South Wales coach of having hair plugs.
Oh, no.
Anyway, so I rang Laurie the morning that it broke, and I just said, look, I hope you're not offended. He goes, no, mate, I love a G-up. Yeah. Anyway, so he went on the big sports, but he's a good man, Loz. So I said, geez, you can't even have any fun anymore without it becoming a story.
Hey,
but
you know what else we haven't spoken about yet? Everyone backed my horse last week.
Oh!
Hello.
Did you bring in any presents for us? Or,
Well, you's all backed
Have
it.
you got any,
I didn't.
Yeah, but
You's
not,
all
as,
backed
not as
it.
much as you blokes. Maybe a 50 each way type
Well,
thing.
I tipped it on here last week.
You did.
I tipped it on the weekend.
I forwarded you an email this morning. So
I saw it. I read it.
On the continuous call team on the weekend, we were talking about Piggy's horse that goes to the beach and goes swimming.
Yep.
The Golden Slipper winner has been scratched from the Doomben 10,000 because it was stung by a stingray at the beach.
See?
Swimming.
Swimming.
Or a blue, next is a blue bottle.
Yep.
Wrapped around his
No
wrapped
more
around his
trips to the beach.
No more trips.
Imagine a blue bottle wrapped around his old fella. Ew!
Great white shark could use a horse leg as a toothpick.
Oh, my goodness.
Anyway, shout out to all the horse trainers listening.
yeah.
MG, you touched on the breaking news. Now, we're recording this podcast and you're listening to it after the news is broken. We're recording it prior to the announcement. But look, we've spoken to our sources. We've spoken to those in the know. And they say that Ivan Cleary is going to hold a press conference. Well, will have held a press conference to announce that 2027 will be his last year in charge of the Penrith Panthers. And then his desire is to potentially do something else. Boys,
Wow.
Automatic reactions to the Penrith legend
Is
first.
wow. Like, because the day of hearing this, I was on my way into the studio and I kept my phone just kept going off with alerts. And when I got to the studio, I checked them all out. And it was mainly from Penrith fans on their social media saying that there's a major announcement today at 2 p.m. The board's there, the footy, Matty Cameron's there, and Ivan, and they think it's going to be positive. Well, without us knowing now, and just say we're playing into that narrative that Ivan has decided that, well, why wouldn't he? You know, he's not I don't think he's that career coach who wants to coach till he's 60 or 65. You know, he's had untold success with Penrith, 4 comps in a row, been in grand finals, and he's set up Penrith beautifully. Pathways, everything. So he deserves to go out on top if he wants to. So be it. I mean, it's not about, you know, the poor bugger's got one kidney, don't forget. You know, and we don't know how that's affecting his health. But I just think that if whatever he wants to do, he does. I don't think anyone in Penrith would have any negative things to say about him if he decided to hang up the boots after 2027. And I think after 27 is probably, if he does it, one more year at home ground, coming back to the Penny Park.
To the new one,
See how good that is. You know, I probably, reading between the lines, he probably knows that a lot of this current Penrith squad are going to be gone. You know, the Lee Martins, the Mitch Kennys.
Leotas.
I'm hypothesising
the
here,
end
but
there.
I haven't heard anything. But he probably knows. He says, and Nathan yesterday said that I don't want to talk about Origin. I don't want to talk about my contract until Origin's over, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
So after everything they've done for the club, they can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
That's probably the best way to put it, I think, MG. 100% agree. Good luck to him. If that's the decision he makes, obviously he'd be financially really well set up. And if he doesn't want to coach anymore, or he wants to do something different, could he be the New South Wales Origin coach next year? Could he be the Australian coach? Like, he'll have so many options, but I just think MG nailed it. Like, for what he's done for that club over the last period of time that he's been there, like, he's phenomenal, and he'll go down in history forever, and he deserves to be able to do whatever he wants now.
Well, it's interesting you spoke about the Origin coach, Piggy. And I know I just mentioned I spoke to Laurie the other day. I didn't ask him this, but my mail is that Laurie has no interest in going around again as the New South Wales coach.
Right.
So that would open the door for a Blues coach.
Yeah.
So I couldn't think of a better person to do it than Ivan Cleary.
Oh, if Loz doesn't want it, yeah, that's definitely Ivan's realm. He'd be great with it because he's that type of bloke who he doesn't say too much, but what he says means a lot. You know, he's just kind of that bloke who everyone who's around him feels comfortable. And that's what he's done with Penrith. The last 6 years, he's been fantastic. And since 2020, when they got the grand final against Melbourne, and then just this year, arguably the best they've looked in that period, which is scary.
Big news, isn't it? Big news.
It's massive news.
Good on you, Ivan.
Well, because then it also, obviously, that opens things up for Nathan.
Well, then
do you know what I mean?
Then you
Like,
speculate, don't you?
well,
okay, if I said to you right now, Piggy, Nathan's going to do the same in 2027. That's his last year. Where's he go?
PNG.
PNG. Does he go to Super League on 2 million?
Yeah, link back up with Luai.
Oh, wow.
I just had 4,000 questions pop into my head.
Oh, no.
But
I don't know which one to ask.
that's what everyone's going to be thinking
That's the
now.
left shoulder one.
Aren't they? Everyone's going to be thinking that because
Oh.
they're going to go, okay, well, Ivan's
Yeah.
leaving at the end of 27. If that's what happens,
Yep.
you know, and we've got to keep sort of saying that at the moment. But then obviously Nathan will have, he'll have a million options, but
It's just, isn't it amazing how this competition of ours, this game of ours, just bubbles along. Something happens.
There's always
and
something.
There's
Always
always. It's the game that never sleeps.
It's always
I can feel
something.
another poem coming next week.
oh, yes.
Because I am a poet. I didn't know it.
Settle down, Thomas Keneally. Settle down.
Blow that whistle, ref.
You know the other mail I've heard this week? Luke Metcalf to your Dragons.
Really?
What do you know?
Really? I've
What do you know?
got no idea what's happening
Well,
with it at the
I
moment.
fielded a couple of phone calls earlier in the week of people saying, Metcalf Dragons, have you heard anything? And I said, no. And then I got to work today, being Wednesday, back page of the paper, Luke Metcalf, Canterbury / St George Illawarra talks. Geez, Luke Metcalf to the Dragons would be a handy signing if it happens.
Oh, if it happened, it'd be an outstanding signing. Look, obviously already Drinkwater at fullback, Colin Matangi up front to lead what you would say is a really strong up and coming pack. The Dragons,
They're the most,
obviously,
they would be the most promising.
promising pack. It's probably a good way to
Most
describe
promising.
it. You throw in someone like Metcalf, and then Reedy's coming through, and the other younger ones are coming through. Obviously, it would be a great option for the club, but I don't know what's going on there.
Well, I'm taking your Luke Metcalf, and I'm throwing something else into the mix of the Dragons. I'm hearing as well.
What do we got now?
Connor Watson from the Roosters has all but signed with the PNG Bears. PNG Bears. Actually, they should amalgamate.
So he's going to
PNG Chiefs, I'm thinking, but for a year.
So you think he's going for a stopover?
I think he's going for a stopover.
Jonah Pezzett style stopover.
I think that's what I've been hearing, and I think if you look at that, all of a sudden they are a top 8 team overnight.
Wow.
Overnight they are. If they get all them guys that we're talking about at the moment, even if they don't get Connor Watson, even if they get just Luke Metcalf and Callum Matangi and with them all them young blokes coming through and Drinkwater, that is just a bit of a ray of sunshine straight away for a minute.
But I think if you have a look at their roster, MG, and the fact now that Damien Cook's taken that 2-year deal at Castleford, the Dragons will be in the market for a hooker. So they will be. Well, that's just
common sense.
It is. Jacob Little's there, so obviously they're going to need another one.
Yep. How old's Jacob Little? How old's he?
He'd be mid to late 20s.
Okay.
I'd assume.
Reaching his peak.
So he's due back. I think he's due back next week or the week after.
Did you give Dolly a hug for me this week?
I've seen
Dolly.
I've seen Youngie on a number of occasions this week.
Did you give him a hug?
No,
Tell him why it's Dolly.
Well, there was a story last week that he's got the players working 9 to 5, so I'm calling him Dolly Young. Dolly Young. Have you told him that?
Actually, no.
You'll have to pass it on. Give me the reaction. I reckon it'd be a bit
No,
cracky.
actually, I was talking to someone about it, but I don't think it was Youngie. It was someone else.
Okay, fair enough.
But anyway.
Oh, and have you got tickets? Are you going to speak at the Dragons fan event that sold out in 39 minutes?
Is that fair dinkum?
I think I got something on that night.
Is that fair? Is that true?
I had a prior commitment.
I thought it was a
that night.
prank.
No, it's legit.
No kids.
But they said it's on Tuesday. They gave the date, didn't they?
It's on Tuesday, yeah.
Yeah, well,
At
I'll
the
be in
Bruce
there.
Gordon
I'll
Centre.
be in there on a Tuesday night.
So it's sold out in 39 minutes. The club has said it's not a child-friendly event, so they're expecting fireworks. It's the Chief Executive Tim Watsford. It's the COO Ben Craig, and it's the interim coach Dean Young.
Well done, but
I was going to say,
front, you need to do this after 13 losses in a row. Yeah. Front foot. You've got to get on your front foot because there's nowhere else to go backwards.
I reckon the CEO will handle himself well too.
Well, my opinion probably doesn't count for much here because I work for the club.
Yeah, of course.
But
oh really? I couldn't tell.
I like. Yeah, well, I've been at schoolgirl football carnival all morning this morning.
Enough.
So, but I've got to commend them because you could shy away and not do anything, but they're tackling it head on.
Only way to do it,
I
Piggy.
do.
That's all they can do.
I do think it's a good step for them, and mate, they'll cop a hammering. Everyone knows how passionate. Well, I certainly do. How passionate St George Illawarra Dragons fans are. So I tip my hat to them for putting themselves in front of it all and trying to answer some questions of the fans.
So do you go along to the schoolboy carnivals and schoolgirl
Schoolgirl
carnivals,
carnivals.
wearing your gear, so people go, "Oh, he's a scout from St George Illawarra."
Well, it's just a thing that
No, he walk-
you're supposed to be wearing. Yeah,
He walks in the front gate with his ball under his arm and his hand like that. That's that bloke. He jumped the fence.
Well,
doesn't
we were talking off air, and I said I walk in and I go to the far side,
You did.
away from everyone.
in the brightest jumper.
I can't change this. I actually have my black polo on. So,
You are
but
decked out.
Did you sign anyone today?
Look, I can't confirm or deny any of that.
Can we go back to Luke Metcalf for a second?
Yeah.
What's going on there? This time last year, he was
I know.
leading the Dally M's. He had his ACL injury. He's come back for 2 games. They lost both games.
Took him out again.
Tanner
Yep.
Boyd has been on fire. He's re-signed until 28, 29. Luke Metcalf can now look elsewhere. What's going on?
Well, it just shows you rugby league how cutthroat it is,
Far
doesn't
out.
it? Doesn't it? What, like 1 minute you're there and you're flying and you're going great. The next minute an injury and bang, someone comes in, takes your spot, and
Yep.
it's all over. Well, not all over, but you're going to have to move on to.
There's a
another
lot less
club,
resilience these days, but with the players, as soon as they get dropped and they're over $500,000, they look to move on.
move another club.
No, I'm not playing New South Wales Cup.
Yeah,
like
I know.
that's the resilience gone.
Yeah.
And that's the game.
different, but
That is.
and I know we're old and back in our day.
But that's it. That's how it is.
Someone
'Cause
drops you, the coach drops you, and it's like, well, F you, mate. I'm going to show you. I'm going to get myself back in
Absolutely.
that team. Whereas now it's like, I might get
Where can I go?
another club.
Well, we're going to get to a break in just a sec. But just quickly, on talking generally around Magic Round, I suppose you'd call this weekend a bit of an origin trial because, well, the teams are named on Monday. So I know Cameron Smith doesn't have Reece Walsh in his origin
now
team.
that
Yeah, I
shocked
saw
me
that.
because Cameron Smith last year I think joined the Broncos coaching staff late last year after the grand final. I think November it was announced, and they're not already his team. And there's no Reece Walsh fullback on the bench anywhere.
Madness.
Is it Billy Slater getting someone of his teammates as a mouthpiece to throw it out there? To throw it out there and say, you know what?
Are you suggesting that Queensland are playing mind games already?
Yes, I am. You
MG,
cane toads.
There
Hang
is
on.
no
Can you-
doubt.
Can you hear that?
It's Origin.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I think Billy's got a sniffle.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the old flu.
So-
There is no doubt in my mind. I reckon there is
Yep.
more to it than him just not picking him.
Like, well, what?
Like that.
Everyone's got Reece Walsh at fullback.
Mate, is it Madge? Like as Madge said to Smithy, like he's playing this weekend, isn't he?
Actually speaking,
Oh,
How do you know? Like, is
Well-
it Billy? Is it Madge? How would you know?
might be both. Wouldn't be Madge.
But
Isn't
they're
he-
looking for something out of him. Like, oh, yeah,
he's
you
been
don't
very
think
quiet
I'm-
last 2 weeks,
You don't
hasn't he?
think I'm good enough? Well, I'll show you.
Yeah.
How do you know?
a bit dirty on Madge. I sent him a text this morning. He hasn't replied.
Oh, well, you've been on air for 4 hours, 3 hours.
No, well, I'm doing the show in Brisbane on Friday. I was
So who
hoping
do they
you might
play?
still go.
I'm hearing more. I'm hearing more mail too that Sam Walker won't be the number 7
Ooh.
because of the fact that they've pulled up a couple of his defensive efforts against the Titans last round, and they didn't look that good on face value. But I think you can do that with every player who's played. If you want to pick up something negative, I think he's the man for the job. I think Sam Walker's time has come, but there is talk that either Clifford, because of his running game, and today is a running game as we play, or back to the well with DCE.
Interesting. And then you know what I loved in the New South Wales press this week? Keon Kolamatangi, Cam Murray, and there was one other. They want to be the Bash Brothers, the new Blues.
Fanua
Adam
Blake.
Fanua
Fanua Blake. They want to be the new Blues Bash Brothers. How good.
Great.
Yes. Why not?
Great.
Take it on.
I love that sort of talk. That's what Origin's all about.
It
Oh
is.
man, well it's been so sanitized over the last 4 or 5 years, and it's Origin. Origin, you're allowed to go a little bit outside the realms a little bit. And that's always been the way. And I really love it when people get on the front foot and start giving it to each other. It just makes me want to watch it more.
We'll get to the listener questions a little later in the show. Reminder, if you've got a question for the boys that you'd like me to pose, just leave them in the comments section and we'll ask the great MG and the great Mark Piggy Riddell. Pig, just off the back of you mentioning NRLW, watching some of the rising stars of the game. Women's Origin Game 2, Suncorp Stadium. The Blues take a 1-0 series lead into this.
Yes.
Can they wrap it up?
Yeah, they can. Yeah, they can. Look, they've obviously got a quality team. They just got home in game 1 at Newcastle. It was 7-6, and they scored a try right on full time. Both teams will be a lot better for the run.
Yeah.
We obviously all know the situation. They don't play any football. They go into a 6-week training block and then into the first Origin game. So they'll be better for the run. Game 2 will be better than Game 1. You'd like to think Game 3 will be the best of them all. You would, from a selfish point of view, you would, and I hate saying this, like Queensland to win, just so it goes to a decider on the Gold Coast, you know, and you know that the girls will be so much better off for Game 1 and Game 2. The Game 3 will be the best game if it's a decider.
And if we get a trip up there to call it.
On the Gold Coast.
On the Goldie,
yeah. Sharks and Bulldogs as we get into Magic Round. So just for those people that listen to the podcast, we're going to be on a stage outside Suncorp near the Wally Lewis statue, and you'll be pleased to know we're not looking into the sun this year. So come and say g'day. We'll be outside Friday night, Saturday, Sunday.
Friday night?
And then we're racing inside to call the footy. Yeah.
Oh, so we're starting on the stage Friday night.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. So
Saturday, and make sure you're tuning in from 3 p.m. Saturday. I'm going around.
You are.
Oh, you are too. I forgot about that.
I'm going around the grounds. So I'm going to be up in the box. I'm going to be eating all the food because they bring heaps of food.
Are we misbehaving in Brisbane, by the way?
Well, I'm not, mate.
Yeah.
I think we might have a little wine.
MG's got a Friday night ready to go.
Can I tell? I want to give this.
Big I said, Big D, I said, mate, what are you doing Friday night? He goes, I said, where are the only two? He goes, well, I don't want to go to a disco. I said, I don't want to go to a disco either.
Disco.
He called it a disco. I said, I'm not going to a nightclub either. I said, but we can have a couple of beers watching the footy, can't we? He said, of course we can. So me and Big D will have a few.
Speaking of places to go out for a beer and that, I had 2 glasses of wine at lunch this week. Geez, it was nice. I haven't had a drink for a while. A place called 24 York. I'll get the plug in. They don't advertise. They should. You sit down, beautiful restaurant, and they bring out a menu. And you know how menus got all these different options? There's one choice. Steak and chips.
Oh.
So you order the steak
in the
and
whole
chips.
restaurant.
The only decision you need to make is what sauce you want.
And what grade they cook it? Like
and how it's cooked.
Wow.
Mate,
What,
it's one of the
it's
greatest
same
things.
steak.
Same steak. Everyone has the same steak, the same amount of chips.
Oh.
But the piece de resistance, when you finish your chips, they refill your chips.
Oh, my
Really?
goodness.
So
If
it's
you
just
want
steak
more.
and chips.
Oh, that's my
That's
favourite.
the whole restaurant.
That's the whole restaurant.
I could eat that for the rest of my life.
So
Really?
I was talking to one of the waitresses, and I said, because
Of
it was
course you
pretty
were.
busy, and she said, well, she was very attractive Irish
of course
woman,
you
actually.
were.
She said,
To be sure, Marcus.
She said, people love coming here, business people, because they don't have to think. They
Yes.
just sit down and they have the steak.
Oh, well
Mate,
done.
honestly, it was beautiful.
Oh, wow.
24
That's
York.
a great
What do you have
concept.
as your steak? I still have mine well done.
Medium.
Medium.
Well done. You can't have a steak well done.
I'm trying to get out of it by having medium to well. I just can't see pink on my steak.
Oh, really?
I'm the other. I love the red.
Oh.
I'm medium rare.
Oh, really?
Wow,
Yeah,
you
medium
having a
for me.
blue?
Medium for
I
me.
can eat it blue.
Really?
Yeah.
And you can hear it when you put your fork in.
Watching some of the clips that I've watched of you, MG, in the past, I'm surprised you don't eat raw steak.
No,
Because you just were fired up, ready to go.
I never
tore through anything.
never have.
All right. Sharks, Bulldogs, Suncorp. Well, they're all Suncorp Stadium, Magic Round.
Yeah.
Sharkies favourites for this one against the Doggies.
I can't take the $1.50 shot.
No, I actually like the Dogs because they've got 3 ins, which is the front rower. What's his name? Max King.
King's back.
Yep. So does Kurt Mann, and so's Matt Burton. But also I think the heartbeat of the Sharks has been Ronaldo Mulatano. He's back,
yeah.
and Ramian in the centres where they got torched a bit last week. I don't know.
But you know what I mean?
I think-
MG
I
with
think-
the $1.50, I'm going, I don't know if I can put my money on a $1.50.
No, I couldn't. Maybe go a multi, the New South Wales team into the Dogs.
Ooh, okay.
Actually, that's my multi.
What'd you go, Piggy?
I haven't decided.
Well, can you make a decision?
Because people are pressing pause.
I might take the Doggies.
Doggies?
$2.60. I'll
Stephen
take the Doggies,
Crichton's 150th too, by the way.
I saw his first game. I think it was 2017. He went on as a reserve. He ran on the field. Penrith kicked the ball downfield. He ran, chased after the ball, and scored.
Crichton.
First touch.
I was on the sideline.
Really?
Yeah.
About
I remember we did that game.
About 217?
Yeah, came round the back and then went down into that northwestern corner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I was there on the sideline.
I don't think people appreciate how big and strong he is.
Mate, he's a big man.
I can't remember where I was. I walked past me. He does the usual customary, hey, bro.
Yeah.
He didn't know my name, but I've obviously met him a couple of times. He's a lovely fella, but he's so big.
I think
imposing.
I think he's been playing with injury this year.
You reckon?
He's just not his, that oomph factor that he always has about him. I just think he's got a niggling injury, maybe with a lower leg injury or what. Just he's not the critter of old. Then
We need him fit and firing for the Blues, mate.
he will be.
South Sydney and the Dolphins, the game that Piggy and I will be calling on Friday night with J-Moz. Rabbitohs were good last week against the Sharks. What do you think of this one, boys?
Look, Dolphins scare me if I'm any other team. I think at their home ground as well. Latrell Mitchell, do we know if he's definitely playing or not?
Sounds like it.
If he's playing, I go for South. That's simple as that. This round, okay, is going to have 4 or 5 guys who are must-watchers. In this game, they've got 2 of them, in Hammer and Latrell. You just can't take your off either play when they're on the footy field. So, for that reason, I think if South he is playing, I think South.
I think this would be a cracking game. Just having a look at both these teams. I'm going to go with the Dolphins. MG was just saying there about the Hammer. Bostock and Farnworth in the centre.
Well, just Bostock could be a bolter for New South Wales. They're saying on the wing.
Can you get me one of those jumpers? They're looking nice and warm.
Us flat? Oh, no, can't.
Flano's asking me questions at the moment. He wants a job.
He wants a.
I said, mate, I don't make those decisions.
You like the jumper, do
They
you?
look really warm, yeah.
Well, that's a one he even just said.
I wouldn't wear it out in public, but I wear it at home.
What's the point of it then? You got to wear it in public.
You wanker. You're a wanker.
South and
You're
Dolphins.
a wanker. What
All
a
right.
wanker.
Geez, speaking of Friday nights, last Friday night, that Parramatta Golden Point game, wasn't that amazing?
Cracking.
My voice is still recovering from it.
Mine
Calling
too.
it.
Mine went the next day.
Yeah, you were gone.
Gone.
West Tigers and Manly here, MG. 3 o'clock Saturday.
Yeah, look, it's they're still depleted, but they do get Terrell May back, the Tigers, and obviously my young bloke's coming off the bench, which I'll be asking Piggy for updates on throughout the call in the afternoon.
Big Mav. Let's
So
go,
I'm
Mav.
going to go Tigers. I've got to go Tigers.
Nice upset there.
Yep, 340, good odds,
I'm going to go Manly. Short price, flying at the moment.
aren't they?
Yeah, just the Foz effect.
Yeah.
Good to hear Anthony Seibold's doing well. He was on one of the, I think, the Channel 7 Rugby League show this week, talking about he was surprised that he got sacked. He didn't see it coming. He didn't feel that it was sort of coming. So anyway, he's moving on with his life.
Okay.
So good luck to him, Anthony Seibold. We go to the 5:30 game. Roosters and Cowboys. Roosters short in this one to beat the Cows.
They are short, yes, very short. Look, and deservedly so, I suppose. Cowboys will be smarting after the loss last week. We called that, Levy. Obviously, we're just talking about it. But they had that game won with about 8 minutes to go. They were about 8 points up, and they just kept attacking. They didn't, which in this day and age and the way the game's played, I sort of half understand.
I didn't understand it.
They came up with errors.
You got to have one eye on the like really. It's good to play the footy that got you there, but it's also good to have one eye on protection.
Yep, and manage the game.
And manage the game in 2 points. Look, I think Roosters are immoral in this game. They've won 6 in a row. No Dearden. Young guy.
Yeah.
The young guy's making his debut is Liam Sutton. Well done, young bloke. And they're resting. I thought resting was done. I thought resting's only for Australian cricket bowlers. Jason Taumalolo's having a rest.
Oh, really? Right.
Like he's not going to play Origin. So why would you rest one of your most lethal forwards in a? Like I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Maybe he's throwing his weight around. You know, I'm the most capped player in Cowboys history.
I think it'd be. I think
rest.
that'd be the opposite for Jason Taumalolo.
He doesn't look like the sort of bloke that wants to sit on the sideline.
So for me, Roosters.
All right. Did you give a tip on that one?
Yes, I did. Roosters.
Okay, just checking. Well, actually, before we get to this next game, Cowboys, as in, Cowboys, you got to have big nuts to ride horses and ride animals and do all these different things.
He's just spat his water out.
Are you calling my
Great
dad a horse?
segue.
Well, I just think if you want to be a cowboy, you got to have big
Big balls.
Big
kahunas
cags.
to get on there and do your thing. So
Okay.
from that, we go to MG's father. What's
Okay, so my dad's name is Kevin. We call him Ace, and I said he gave himself that nickname, Ace, because he's good at cards.
Is that true story? That's the best.
He gave it to
I
himself.
love the guy.
Yeah, he's the
Telling
best.
stories.
So in the late 70s,
AC.
Dad would get home. He's a truck driver. I was 11 or 12. I was still at primary. Dad would get home about 6 p.m. and he'd go straight out to the lawn with the hose and start hosing the grass. And Mum would light up a smoke for him and a beer, and I'd take him out to him with the beer and the.
Yeah.
Here, Dad. So after about half an hour, then Dad would hose, and then I'd go out and say, "Did you want another beer or another smoke?" And he'd say, "Yes, please, mate. Go get another one for me." So I'd walk out, and this time Dad was squatting with a hose, like sitting down, squatting, hosing the grass. And he had these green stubbies on. Like all men just wear green or grey stubbies. So as I'm watching Dad, I'm saying, "What the fuck's that?" Next minute, his right cag is popping out of his stubbies, like it's an extra head. Now, what's that? Mate, they're a bit tight for you, them shorts. So, all of a sudden, a couple of my mates who used to come over to my house started cotton on the dad's nut. I swear to God, I almost had to give Blake's tickets to watch the Ace.
It was known.
To watch the Ace hose in the grass. So fast forward to about.
Oh my God.
Fast forward to 2 years later. I'm in high school, and the sea breeze left Cronulla 2 weeks early, hit Mount Druitt where I lived. And we had them Venetian shutters. We didn't have any screens on our house, no fly screens, no front door screen. And the shutters were like going really hard. And I thought, that's a bit weird. I've never heard that before. And me and my brother, I was in the bottom bunk, he was in the top bunk. I yelled out to Dad, it's a Fibro Shack house, and I said, Dad, I think someone's breaking in. He goes, what? He said, go and check. I said, fuck me, I'm 14. so I did. I went to open the hallway door, and they'd put a lounge up against the hallway door.
Oh, so someone had broken in.
Someone was in. I looked through the Venetians of the blinds, and there was 2 blokes in the house with balaclavas on their heads.
Bullshit.
So, yeah. And they were taking our VHS. So back in the early 80s, they were like gold, man.
Yep.
We paid $100 for it, which is a lot of money back then. So we started chasing it, me and Dad. I'm here, 14, like I'm the height I am now. And I usually, like that voice is just broken. Let's go, Dad, let's get these bastards. And Dad's sprinting after him, and about 60 metres away at the end of the street, I saw a getaway car. And I went, they're going to get it, Dad. He said, run faster. So I'm sprinting, and I'm sprinting. And as I've got about 15 metres from him, I've looked around to my dad, and he's about 5 metres behind me. And he's got a pair of undies on. He's fucking right nuts going. I said, what are you going to do if we catch him with that thing? So to you, Ace.
Oh, that's
you know how much I love you.
Did you get it? Did you get it? or not?
They got our.
They got the
and
VHS.
apparently, about 4 or 5 other houses got done, but none with a nut like the Ace.
Got chased.
Does the Ace ever get it out?
Oh.
Party tricks.
Oh, that's a good story.
Party
Tom.
tricks.
That's a good story.
There was all
Tom.
men wore stubbies in 70s.
Yeah, they did.
They all wore stubbies.
Yeah,
They still wore stubbies.
yeah.
And they're like the Paul Hogan look.
Short.
they're big,
Yeah.
So that's for One Iron's mum who requested that. What's your mum's name? Kathy.
Kathy.
Hope you're happy, darling. Ace, you too.
Kathy. MG's dad had an ace up his pants.
Obviously.
Eels and Storm, the late game on Saturday night, Pigster.
Oh, look, I'm going to go with the Eels. I'm going to go the outsider. I'm going to back Rilesy's team to go two from two in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think when you got a team like they are, like they're really good to watch at the moment, Para, because they're gutsy. You know, you know if you're a fan of theirs, the good days are going to come. But at the moment, I don't think they can put them 2 games together or 3 games. Once a month, they're going to cause a good upset without all their cattle.
Yep.
And I think Melbourne last week were played into a little bit of form with the Tigers, and seeing Harry Grant and Munster and Fayalago is back, not a fracture in his cheek, which is good news for Melbourne. And they're riding emotion as well. You know, this is an emotional team at the moment without all the blokes who left them in the off-season, but Craig Bellamy with the illness as well, who's just like their dad, second dad to all of them. So saying that, I think Melbourne will be too strong for Para.
Tell you what, the stats don't bode well for Parramatta. Storm have won their last 7 games against the Eels. Harry Grant scored 10 tries in his last 8 games against them, and the Eels have lost 5 of their 6 Magic.
Do you want to change the tip?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
Solid
Stick with it, buddy.
Let's whip through the
Solid.
last 2 games. Titans, Knights on Sunday.
Knights.
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 Quick enough?
Yeah, that's perfect. And then the last game that wraps up the... I'm working on Sunday too this week, up in Brisbane.
What the?
Oh, I'll be on a plane home.
You just don't stop. I'll be on a plane home too.
What time are you going?
6 o'clock.
Oh,
Sunday
no,
night.
I'm going 7 o'clock.
Why aren't you coming up, why not?
They can't afford me.
He should be coming up.
And MG, I think you are working Sunday.
No, I'm flying back Sunday. I'm working Sunday 1 till 4,
Oh, beautiful. And then you.
but I'm flying back. I think.
I'm flying back 7 in the morning. Sunday morning. Got my
Well, you know what?
I'm a team
And you're
man.
up, so you're up there for Monday as well.
Yeah, I'm
doing
the
your show.
there
Your
Monday.
award-winning
Yep.
show.
So I'm looking forward to that. Warriors and... Well, they
What
can't
award?
afford...
Oh, well,
what awards he won.
the Pronto Award.
God rest its soul.
Don't bring that up to me.
Too soon, MG. I was still scarred. Warriors and Broncos to wrap up the round.
What a way to bring the mood down.
Come on, Pronto. Get in.
Hey!
Pronto.
Hey, I've still got my sense of humour.
Broncos,
You have.
Warriors.
You always have.
Oh, go MG.
Warriors.
Warriors.
Yeah, I think. But I think Bruce Walsh will have a massive game.
I'm going to go Broncos.
Yeah.
Warriors have not defeated the Broncos in Brisbane since 2018.
Ooh.
Okay, before COVID, everything.
Oh, sorry, there's another game.
Oh,
Panthers
Oh,
and
the
Dragons.
most
Hey,
important one.
$13.
Sorry, I forgot about that.
Now listen, this is what I've come up with.
the
for this
Dragons
game.
can't win.
They can't win, no, but they've got to get within a certain amount of points of them. And I think
80?
I think at least 60. If they don't, I think we've
You
got.
blokes are
I think we've got to implement a new rule in NRL.
Not
If
what?
someone gets to 60, they call the game off.
Mercy rule.
Mercy rule.
Oh, see,
And-
I was the victim of that in junior sport.
Well, I think we should have it in the NRL because you stop blokes from having a go at 40.
Yeah.
And reaching 50. If it gets to 50, we call the game off.
What are your thoughts on a mercy rule for the Dragons, Piggy?
No, the boys are going to rip in this week, and it's going to be a tough game for everyone concerned.
You know what?
Geez, that was a very...
I'm going to be tipping the Dragons.
You really?
Yeah.
I tip them every week. I am solid as a rock.
Look, I honestly, if I'm being serious right here and right now, I think the Dragons will come out and do something that they haven't done the last 10 or 11 weeks. I think they're going to scare...
Plenty of
Penrith.
changes, MG,
I think
too.
I think they're going to scare Penrith for a while. But I think just with Nathan Cleary in the mood that he's in, I just don't. When the other coach is saying how good you were last week, like Ricky Stewart said about Nathan Cleary, you know you're witnessing something very, very special.
Yeah.
He's 7 points ahead in the Dally M medal at the moment, ahead of Jackson Ford, and while he's in that team at number 7, they can't be beaten. I'm sorry.
Speaking of sevens, Kyle back in this week.
That's
Kyle
good.
Flanagan back in.
That's
so
good.
Reedy, I spoke to Reedy during the week, Cade Reed. Had to have an operation on his finger. So when he tried to bend the finger, he had no flexion in it, like no bend.
Oh, really?
So when he went to bend it, that just
like
dropped. Yeah, it was just out like that.
That's not good.
So,
Hello, spider fingers.
yeah, he had to have an operation.
Thanks, rugby league.
8 to 12 weeks.
Jeez.
8 to 12 weeks, which is really disappointing
For a
him.
finger?
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
Chop it off, mate. Get it off.
I
Reedy.
said,
You're his
to him,
ex-coach. You should be
I
saying,
said to him,
mate.
I said, mate, you know what?
I've got Angus Crichton on the phone, Reedy.
Chop it off.
Angus, tell him.
Well, they sort of said to, I think the surgeon was, if you're a 30-year-old that had been playing for 10 years, there's
Yeah.
other things you do, you strap it up with that. But when you're a 20-year-old that's just coming into their career,
And as a
you've got to look
halfback,
after
you
your
need
kids.
everything you can get for
Yep.
the
You've
rotation
got to
of the
look
ball.
after the kids, so you've got to do the right thing by them.
Rightio, loving all these questions coming through from our listeners. If you've got any questions you'd like me to pose to the boys, or if you've got a question for me, leave them in the comments section and we'll answer those for you. The Bulldogs officially in crisis mode heading into Friday night's clash against the Sharks with the reports of dressing room disharmony. Is Cameron Ciraldo coaching for his job this weekend?
No.
Nah,
No way in the world.
no.
One of the greats, Daniel Dixon, chairman of the
yes.
Bears. Hang on. Oh, he's too
Do
late.
it live.
No, he's just hung up.
He's gone.
He's a great man.
They call
No,
him
he's not
Dicko.
coaching for his, what did they say, coaching for his career or whatever, his job. No, look, they're going through
premature
a
for
tough
that,
play,
yeah.
a tough patch. All teams will go through it at some stage. I'm sure they're all working extremely hard to get themselves out of it.
It's the nature of the beast, isn't it,
Oh,
MG?
mate.
If they lose 4 in a row or they lose 5, coaches automatically, he's gone. He's gone.
And you know what? And I've been guilty of this as well. You dwell on who isn't there and what they could do to help the situation at the moment, and that's Reid Marnie and Toby Sexton. And you're thinking, well, if they only kept them, because everything seemed to be derailed once they got rid of them 2 players, and we still don't know why. We still don't know what they saw in other players, because at the moment it's paramountly obvious that it hasn't worked. The Lockie Galvin thing hasn't worked. Lockie Galvin's going to be a great player. Don't get me wrong. He's going to be one of them players that will play 250 first grade games. He might represent here or there, but he come with a lot of baggage. He come with a lot of, especially being called the best junior player that Gus Good's ever seen. And that's on the back of how many blokes he's seen. Like, that had a lot of baggage with it. And I think they're still trying to flick that off their shoulders a bit to become the identity they want to have. But I think they've got to keep O'Sullivan at halfback, and they've got to keep Lockie Galvin at 5'8". You've got to move Matty Burton either the centre or lock to make that team flow a little bit better. That's all. And when Woods comes back, well, who knows?
Well, he's got huge issues, doesn't he? With his
Hamstrings.
hamstring, and
Yeah.
they're sending him to surgeons. And
That's
all
not good.
sorts of things. So, yeah, they've obviously got their issues, and MG's right, 100% right with those sort of changes that they've got to look at. But it's almost like they're stubborn or their pride's getting their egos. I'm not sure, but we'll have to wait and see.
Question 2 up the wires. We're sitting pretty in second place right behind the Panthers, but what I want to talk about is Jackson Ford. How on earth is our workhorse Ford sitting right up the top of the Dally M leaderboard alongside Nathan Cleary and Dylan Edwards? Is Ford the most unsung hero of the entire 2026 season?
Well, the fact that
Good question.
the fact that Barnett comes back this week for the Wars and Jackson Ford goes back to the bench, that's depth, baby.
Yeah, I know.
And I think there's only 2 teams at the moment, and it might change in a month, but there's only 2 teams at the moment who can beat Penrith in this comp, and one's the Warriors and one's the Roosters.
Roosters, yeah. Yeah, look, he's had a sensational start to the year, hasn't he, Jackson Ford? And you know what? I reckon, and this is just my opinion, I reckon there's been some games where he didn't receive Dally M points and should have received Dally M points. So there's one in particular, I think it was Warriors versus Parramatta.
2 weeks ago.
71 minutes, 170, 80 metres. I think he scored a try, 50 tackles, didn't poll a point.
Wow. All right, so there's question 2. One more, lads. I'm losing my mind over Victor Radley, another suspension, and now he's rubbed out a Magic Round against the Cowboys. At what point does Trent Robinson say enough is enough? Oh, you got to have Victor in your side, haven't you?
You
got to wear that.
He's the dynamite.
Yeah.
He's the inflictor.
You don't have Victor. They aren't the Roosters.
Yeah.
That's what there's a lot of other teams at the moment who need a Victor, like the Sharks, that comes straight to mind. Like they need that guy who, he's going to be a pain in the ass to play because he's not just he doesn't just sledge you, but he just gets in your grill.
Yeah, he sails close to the wind, doesn't he?
And every team needs one.
Yeah, well, Jared did it for his whole career. Jared
There you go.
Hargreaves, and
Yep.
Victor does it. And yeah, sometimes he goes over, but I want that bloke in my team.
Just, I watched a bit of, I don't get to watch a lot of football on Fox. Jared Hargreaves, I saw him on the panel on Fox. Jeez, he's good.
Yes,
Good. Really good.
You know what is refreshing?
Yeah.
To see a big front rower in the panel because
Speaks really well.
Not many of them around. Big front rowers doing.
Josh Morris introduced me to him at the Brisbane airport actually a couple of years ago. And, he's pretty intimidating. Well, you watch him the way he plays and all that sort of thing. Mate, he's a gentle giant.
He's the nicest bloke in the
He's
world.
the most quietly, softly spoken. Or he just wanted to ask questions about what I did and all that sort of thing. I said, what a good bloke. So you just form an opinion of someone on the football field, like lunatic,
of course you do.
everything else.
Of course you do.
Mate, if I watched you play football, I would have thought, oh, geez, I'm a bit nervous working with you.
Yeah,
But, mate, you're a big teddy bear as well.
Yeah, of course. You're mellow. If you keep going as hard as you did when you were a player, there's not much future for you.
Yeah.
Because that switch has to go off sometimes.
Well, I'm just starting to fire up.
Well, you know what? My switch didn't go off sometimes.
Can we talk about Albanese's budget?
Oh, mate, I'm a small business owner. I'm gone. I am gone.
Let's not talk about the budget.
Is it bad, is it?
That's bad.
Bad.
I'm not surprised.
Let's try and make some money then, given Albo. Well, Albo's going to give us $250, but not until 2027.
Oh, terrific.
You won't get it until 2028.
What the hell is that
He
going to
says
do?
that's going to help
Mate,
young
it's almost
Australians.
like he's just taking it from one pocket, taxing it, and then putting it in the other pocket or something like
Well, you're losing in bracket creep and everything else. But the other thing that's funny, like it equates to being less than $5 a week. And you can't even buy a coffee for $5
that.
anymore.
No, I just spent about $12 on coffees.
Yeah.
Oh, did you?
Footy, yeah.
Can't get anything.
Large flat white, $6.
Jeez.
Yum.
You're right,
Bloody St Mary's, fair income.
They know that's
Charged through the nose.
So you don't go that far for your holiday.
That's
That's
Why
my-
don't you go to St Mary's Leagues Club?
That's
for
my
the
junior
footy?
club.
Yeah.
St Mary's.
Yeah, they used to have
Great
in
facilities
1983
out
when
there.
I played there under 16s. That was just a tin shed on the other side of the road.
Wow.
Right.
Now it's a big conglomerate.
You know what else is
huge.
good? Reevesby Workers. I was there
Yeah.
Friday. Jeez, that's a good joint.
Did some of the best work.
Well,
at
there are a
Reevesby
few people
Workers.
there that's... Oh, it's funny.
Oh,
I saw
yeah.
Wasn't a nightclub called there?
No, I'm not sure. There was a nightclub, but just
Reevesby
in the main
Workers.
bar they had like the discos and all that back in the day. I lived on the main road. I lived on River Road.
Did you dance like when you went out and that? Did you like
when I was like
cut a rug?
16, 17.
No, what about when you're like in
18?
your 20s after a footy
He was
game?
on the
No
podium.
way.
He was on the podium.
Really?
No way.
You're on the podium.
Oh, that was in town on like what's the main street?
King's Cross.
No, yeah, King's
Oxford
Cross,
Street.
Oxford Street, yeah. DCMs.
Oh,
Jeez. Oh, nice one, Levy.
Levy's like, I'm going to back the Broncos this week and Reece Walsh to score a try. I'm going to go the upset there. What about you, MG?
I'm going to look at the South and Dolphins game, and I'm going to pick both my Magic men, Latrell Mitchell and Hamiso Tabuai-Fido to score at any time.
Lovely. Pick.
Mate, I'm going to go, I'm just looking for the second one. I'm going to go Bulldogs into Broncos. I reckon you're going to get about $5.
Oh, that's
for
nice.
That.
That's
Bulldogs into Broncos.
That's a good one.
There you go.
Well, gents, we're going to Brisbane. Magic Round,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah, nice.
Let's produce some magic in Magic Round. You with me?
Offload.
You with me?
Yep.
Hit the hole and score.
Yeah. Jeez, I tell you what, it'd be a big bloody owl.
Oh, yeah, we know.
Gee, see what I've got to put up with, ladies and gentlemen?
I just got hammered. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
no, one dad's nut got hanging.
wait till we turn these cameras off. Anyway,
Oh.
Piggy, MG, well done, boys.
All good.
Thank you for listening. If you've got a question for us, leave it in the comments section, and I'll put it to MG and to Piggy. Leave your question. Doesn't matter what it's about. It could have nothing to do with rugby league. They're the ones we really love as well. That's it for us. You can catch us on YouTube. You can watch us on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Get all the daily news on the offload, and you've got us once a week here on Mark My Words. Thanks very much. Enjoy your Magic Round.
You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.